Alright folks, so I've got like a 20-odd minute video here of me playing as Borussia Dortmund taking on the Besiktas. Signal Iduna Park looks phenomenal, by the way. I mean, I know I've got a new PC now. I've got an RTX 3060 in it. You know, it's an alright graphics card. It's better than what I had. I don't know, the game now for me looks absolutely fantastic. It's running at 60 frames flawlessly. Ultra-wide looks phenomenal. It's a little bit fish-eyed, as I spoke about in the last video. But I wanted to talk about this mod because, look, there are plenty of mods out there, and when you start playing new mods... By the way, this is the camera angle for Signal Iduna Park, and it's unbelievable. It really is. It's so good to play on. But this is actually a match where I did score a goal. I played 6 group stage matches. I barely scored any goals at all, to be honest. And I had to start using the arrow again because I've got to start learning the different angles. But I really wanted to talk about like the mod itself. Is there any concerns with it? Because I feel like I've played enough games to consistently see if there's any kind of issues, you know, as a whole. This video might be stop-start because, you know, I was just sitting there casually playing. I was kind of playing around with things. Here's a look at Cider for you. There was the speed server. That's the speed, that ROM, 19700. And as you can see, that's kind of in between... well, not in between, it's basically -1 speed, you know, about that. And then there's the broadcast camera. Now, one thing to take note, if you do install these cameras, when I get to it in just a second, one thing you want to take note of is you've got to press, as you can see here on the left-hand side, it says Mode Stadium, and it's pulling all the information from Cider to the Westfalen Stadium, which is Signal Iduna Park. So before I had this on custom in the last video, which was wrong. It was pulling not the correct information. So as long as it says stadium, when you're using the broadcast camera, it will pull the correct digits and the correct values from Cider to make sure the camera is looking swell. And as you can see, we've got the Gentleman's Club gameplay loaded as well. And one thing I learned as well is if the broadcast camera is slightly, as you can see, there's no bar at the bottom this time. There was a bit of a wayward volley. But you want to switch to Stadium Cam if you're having problems with broadcast camera and things being cut off this side of the field. Switch it to Stadium and it gives you the same exact broadcast feel. You just won't have things cut off and it looks far better. Anyway, let's talk about this mod. People having concerns about it overall. Like the collisions. Folks, I played, as I said, I played a full group stage matches, right? So I played 6 games, and then I played another 2 because I took on Inter Milan in the round of 16. I did win 1-0 on aggregate. Then I played Bayern Munich, and I unlocked Legend difficulty, and I will show you a screenshot after this of the results of that match, which were ridiculous. Have a look at this play. This was brilliant. And my aim was so bad. I will say my aiming is horrendous. And I've got to get back to trying to be able to score. But look at the play here. Great feet, beautiful movement. And Haaland just couldn't quite find the back of the net there. But yeah, the thing I love about this mod compared to like default gameplay is how smooth and responsive everything is. Like when you watch the collisions between the players, they get up quickly. The default gameplay would annoy me in the sense that you knew when there was a little bit of scripting going on. You could kind of tell. Couldn't get the ball off the AI at all. They were like pre-canned animations. But everything in this game just feels very smooth. When people run into you, the AI will hit you and then get on with it. There's no messing about. Yeah, every now and then you will see a slight problem because it's the PES way. Do not expect this to be 100% perfect, folks. It's not going to happen. No mod is going to fix all the problems because they're still hard-coded into this game. This game only has a set amount of animations. You can't start designing your own, so you've got to remember about that. But just the way the players move, I mean, there I kind of got a little bit mixed up with Dahoud and just smashed the ball away. But I like this camera angle because you get to see kind of the crowd as well. So we're going to have to talk about that, folks. We're going to have to talk. You can see right now I'm playing on Stadium, and this is what broadcast looks like. There's the 2 differences. Actually, that's a prime example for me to show you guys. So right here, as you can see, broadcast. You see the problem? Right underneath, you can see the blue. You can see you're kind of within the stadium. Doesn't look very nice. But what you do is you switch it to Stadium Cam, and bomb. Now you've got rid of that blue bar. You actually have the same perspective camera angle, and you can see the crowd. It looks, I mean, honestly, this crowd looks better than eFootball. I mean, was it eFootball? No, I can't remember the name of the game. eFootball 2022. It looks far better. So yeah, if you're having problems with that, just put it on Stadium Cam if you are using these stadiums and that. But there was a good challenge by Meunier, and it went out for a goal kick. So yeah, overall, really loving the feel of this mod. Like I said, the collisions seem fine to me. The shooting as well has a whole new level of like, it's almost like FIFA-esque shooting. One thing I will say in PES that's always kind of lacked, there's not enough like ferocity in the strikes, you know? I mean, these are professional footballers. They know how to strike a ball. You know, even Fred can shoot a ball, what we've seen. So there's a lot more power on every single shot you take. So the power bar is a lot more firmer. Look at that. That's a lovely little pass there, but luckily we just got there and I super cancelled myself out of it. But you're going to have to take note, okay? A lot more power in the shots, which means you do not have to put as much power on the power gauge. Look at that for a sensational save and a lovely header. So yeah, just that added a little bit of oomph. And I think when what did I do here? I went back and had a replay. I don't know. I was messing around with a few things while I was playing. So we'll just move forward ever so slightly. But yeah, the power of the shots, you're certainly going to feel that in every single match you play. And it adds a little bit more extra to the game instead of having the same kind of very slow, monotonous kind of shooting. Doesn't feel great, doesn't look great. So that definitely helps this mod out in a very, very good way. I mean, heading was great. No real problems with that. Physics have definitely been worked on. Okay, you're going to see times where the ball kind of ricochets away, but this is also, folks, where you've got to remember where manual comes into play. Have a look at this. That was a great interception. Ball over the top. Haaland with a chance. Can he get there? No, he can't. But good defending by who's that? Veda? Can't remember his name. What was I saying? I've just lost my train of thought. I thought I'd try a short one here just to try and confuse the AI, but they did a decent job. Now, we are taking on Besiktas, remember. You know, this isn't one of the top teams. But I'm just glad I scored a goal. You're going to see when I score a goal right there. You know, the physics of players kind of missing the ball. The legend match that I played in the last game was brutal. I took on Bayern Munich, and it was, oh, geez Louise, this was a bit cagey by the goalie, but I did well. Also, another thing that I have to praise them for is the responsiveness of this game. It's so well done. Look at that. Whip it away, get it off the player. Everything just works in tandem. It's just so responsive. It is like playing a different game, but you know, you are still playing PES 21. Look, I was trying to do some moves with Haaland, but the defender was sticking with me. There was a chance and a comfortable save. And that's probably why one thing I have told the lads, I just missed the corner there. I have told the lads working on this that I feel like the goalies are a little bit too good. Now, that could also come down to me just not being able to finish very well, as I said, because I'm learning these new camera angles. But most of my games were 1-0, 0-0. Maybe you get a 1-1. There wasn't many goals. And this was me playing 14, 15-minute matches. I have no problem with that. I'm gonna play long games because I thoroughly enjoy them. And I think it just gives you time to play football. You know, that's what you want to do, right? You want to work it round and try and create those chances. But you still got to be able to score, and if every goalie seems to be like superhuman at times. Now they've changed the animations, so the animations don't look ridiculous, but they're still able to make those very, very drastic saves. So I have told them about that, and hopefully they'll make kind of a different versions. So if you want weaker goalies, maybe you can use that. If you want strong goalies, then you can use that as well. But that probably is my one big thing, but I still have to get used to the new camera angles, as I keep stating. And there was a chance for Royce, and yeah, I didn't quite get it right. I need to ask how I get the camera to zoom out when I take the free kick. I had it, it was unlucky. I had it working before, and now it's disappeared. I don't know, I think if you press R1, I don't know, I might have to ask NightMD about that one. He knows all the intricacies, whatever you say. What's the word? Intricacies, that's the one. Anyway, we're 34 minutes in. As you can see, it's 0-0. I do like the pace of it. I think the pace of this mod is fantastic. As I said, you can go into game the speed server if you would like to crank the speed up. But remember, it also depends on the camera you're playing on. If you're closer to the action, it's going to seem faster. If you're further away, it's going to feel a little bit slower. Anyway, here was a chance as we found Brandt. Look at Vida coming across quick as you like. But there, as you can see, there's no real problems with the AI. That was a prime example. Bam. You know, Vida comes across. I'll show you a few times because I like to show examples. But he comes across here and, you know, he wins the challenge and then he keeps going. Now, Brandt did stop a little bit, but that's still a PES 21 thing. Can't really, you know, soft code that in. And here was a chance again, but I took a heavy touch. And once again, the AI comes across. They're just so much more snappier, which in turn makes you have to react faster and think a little bit quicker. The AI don't mess around on this game. Or this mod, should I say. You know, if you mess around with the ball, they're going to come across and nick it away from you. So I thought I'd try out the old near post here, see if we could win that flick on. And there was a bit of a mix-up in there. Players are falling all over the place. And that's what you're going to get as well. You're going to get a little bit more of a scrappy experience too. What with those new ball physics, because the balls are kind of just ricocheting about. Here was Brandt. Fantastic challenge again, no messing about. Now, I wanted to see what Batshuayi was going to do here, so I just tried to hold him up, see what was he going to do. He did actually pretty well there. He waited for some support, and then, you know, there was the challenge, came back into the mixer. I said, sod it, let's just clear that one away. And then we try and counter once again with Brandt back towards Haaland. I really didn't click into gear with Haaland. I was quite poor with him. I need to kind of... I don't know with Haaland. He's such a big, powerful player, but he's not the most nimble. So sometimes, I don't know. I need to work a way of trying to learn how to use him a lot better than I have been. But what do you guys make of maybe a Borussia Dortmund Master League? Because now I'm thinking what was Spoonie possibly doing Newcastle. I wanted to do the Premier League, but this camera angle is really sexy to watch. And if we can try and learn the ropes, as you can see, there was a pretty comfortable save for the keeper. And I will be using the arrow, by the way, for my Master League, so get used to that while I try and just get accustomed to the shooting. So anyway, there was the first half done and dusted. We made a couple of changes here at half-time. Did I make any changes? I don't know. I was playing a very narrow formation because I was trying... I was just trying the 4-4-2. As you can see, Besiktas has the fluid formation set up. That's using the pass maps, which, you know, they really do help the game out quite a lot. Anyway, let's dive into the second half. They've made a change as well. Pjanic has come off. I love the atmosphere as well. I mean, I had my headset on, blasting away. No commentary, not needed. We don't like the commentary. That's got to be the next thing, hasn't it? Try and get maybe some FIFA commentary in PES. But even FIFA's commentary does get a little bit stale after a while. So I was trying to high press a little bit here, get the ball back. This was quite an important match because I really did need a result in this game because I wasn't doing well in the group stage. So anyway, here is Royce. But there you go. Good challenge. Gets the ball back. Away we go again. I mean, have you guys really seen any real problems with the AI? I mean, we're into the second half. But yeah, you really... Oh, I've got to get my mouse out of the way. You really do have to play this, though, folks. As I said in the comments, or I put a thing that came up on the video saying, look, if you want to watch a video, then that's fantastic. We all like watching videos. But it's like, you know, it's like driving a manual car and driving an automatic. Yeah, they look the same from the outside because it's a car, right? But driving a manual is completely different to an automatic. You really got to do it to feel the difference. Here was a chance for Marlon, but look at that. Look how quickly the AI... Like, watch this guy. He still keeps going. He keeps going. He reads the pass. Doesn't stop, doesn't start. Not to say that doesn't still happen from time to time. Of course it does. But just, you know, a brief example of showing you that even someone like Besiktas, yeah, have the ability to be able to defend in numbers. As you can see, the shape of the team, they're keeping it quite well. And it's all about being patient. It really is. Just be patient and try and work it forward. And this is why I say play on manual. because look at that, stole the ball off of me. I was fiddling around with myself too much. Now Batshuayi, who's got players to the left, players to the right, tried to go down the right-hand side. A loose pass. I mean, has the script been eliminated? Honestly, I feel like most of it has been. It may still be there in parts. I mean, you can see the way Pjanic took a little bit of time to get that down. That's a lovely pass over the top as well. And now Guerrero's got to come back quickly. Led across, and that block. Now, talking about blocks, I will say there is going to be a lot more blocking in this game. It doesn't turn into FIFA-esque block-esque, because that's a nightmare. But because the AI are smarter and they very much will follow you around the field a lot better, their placement is better, and in turn, that means they're going to block the ball a lot more. Here was a chance down the right-hand side again, and well, look at that for a bit of play. Another good save, and fortunately, very fortunate that... I don't know who that was. That Hummels? No, it's the right back, Munier. Just got ahead of him there. Textera did foul him. So, yes, that was a foul. As we've got, 30 minutes to play. There's the possession for you, 53%. Look at that for a loose pass. Yeah, it will happen. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to lose the ball from time to time, but that is life. That still does happen, though, as you can see. So, yeah, he should have just let that run. I mean, it actually turned out to be a good one too, but yeah, that does still happen. I should have passed that with Royce. But yeah, as I said, it's not going to completely fix all the issues. That's never going to exist in this world. But a lot of the problems that you've seen with PES 21 have been eradicated with this mod. Give it a bash. Now, it's on PC only, folks, okay? Make sure you remember that. This is not something that you can play on console. Which, honestly, if Konami was smart about this, they would rip this game out and they try and whack it on a console. You know, you can put these broadcast cameras in a console game. They're not copyrighted. It's a camera angle. Have loads of different camera angles that you can choose from. I mean, Konami, the community is doing stuff for you here. I really wish that they would look at this play from Royce. Lovely play, but once again, the defenders are back quickly. They don't mess about. They don't fanny about. But yeah, Konami, if they had any sense, just use... And I will say one thing, and I've got to keep mentioning different points, is I tried for the life of me, and I'm going to pause it right here. Where is it? Like right here. I tried for the life of me to make that AI mess up from time to time to time again. Because a lot of the times in vanilla gameplay, you can read where the AI is going to go. So what I tried to do in a lot of matches, you won't all see it in this game, is block out passes and see what the AI would do. Like right now, the only real option is to play it to this guy. I'm kind of blocking this off. I'm blocking up the line. Where would he pass the ball? So if we have a look what he does with it, he starts again. Now he's got an option. What does he do with this? He swings it around the other side. The AI just... I don't know what they've done, but the AI they have definitely a better understanding of where to be and what to pass to. Now, this was a little bit of a run from Royce, but once again, my finishing's a bit pants, and I've still got to learn how to put the ball in the damn net. All right, so Bellingham comes on. Oh, we're getting close, folks. We're getting close to the goal now. 70th minute. Brandt comes off. Bellingham is on. Chance for the corner. The corners also have a lot more whip on them. Everything just looks more realistic. Because PES has sometimes had that little bit of a floatiness about it. I mean, that really, to be fair, was a foul, but the referee said, no, we'll play on. The referees have not been fixed in that regard, all right? Yes, there are more fouls, and I've been giving away a lot of fouls, but there were still times where I felt like I got the ball and the referee gave a foul. I don't know if that's something they could work on, but it's very difficult to get those right, because if you start touching the code with the refereeing and the fouls and stuff, then honestly it could turn into be just a bit of a disaster. Then you're giving away fouls that completely aren't fouls. So yeah, we don't want to go in that route, but overall, you know, you can see in this match it hasn't ruined the flow of the game. You know, we're still working the ball forward. Once again, that's a great challenge. The AI reacted very, very fast. Jalic. Ghazal starting again. And right now, it's like, what's the AI going to do? Well, that's a lovely, tasty ball up the line. Now, what's he going to do? Lovely little Cruyff. And they always look to whip the ball in. Always. So I had a few matches where, I think it was Bayern Munich, where Coman got the ball. And I'll show you a snippet of it after this. Now look at that for a pass. And then watch this. Great play, near post. Hey, we finally scored. Took me 79 minutes and probably 3 matches as Ollie's staring me in the face to finally score a goal. But a lovely ball over the top here. Royce had the pace, and Daoud, a nice little movement from him. He was going one way and then he cut back the other. And you heard the net sounds as well, didn't you? I've added the net sound mod, and oh my gosh, it sounds like FIFA now when you score a goal. So yeah, no complaints with that. Absolute beauty. As they're going to make a quick change. But yeah, folks, I've got the love back for PES now. I really have, because this just changes the whole aspect of playing a match. You see new things from time to time. Everything's responsive. Everything's clean. You know, the AI are a challenge. They'll close you down. If you really want a challenge, though, then play on Legend, because I played one match against Bayern Munich, and I will show you the stats at the end of the game. And this is where I think the goalies are a little bit too good. But I got my arse completely handed to me. It was only 1-0, but I will still show you the stats. I'm not going to ruin it, so you guys can wait for it. But anyway, yeah, we've got, what, 7 minutes to play. Bellingham's come on just to give a little bit more help in the middle. But yeah, look, what I also love about this is they've changed the passing as well. So when you press X to pass, look how much more firmer and crisper the passes are on manual. I'm not really sure about assisted. I haven't tried it because this isn't really built for assisted. So you can't really ask me about that. But as a whole, Ollie, you're in the way, mate. Excuse me. As a whole, everything just is a little bit snappier, a little bit crispier. Ollie, I cannot see a thing. Your backside's in the way. No, here is Hazard. Swings it around. Guerrero starts again. Akanji. And also, stats playing a bigger part. When I was playing as... I can't remember which match it was. It was a game where they had a really small player up top and I had Akanji at the back. And Akanji's a tall player. They were not winning the headers at all. Which, you know, doesn't make sense when someone like Messi is winning a header against Van Dijk. It would never happen. You know, when is Messi ever going to reach the lengths? So that's nice to see. Stats mean something. Anyway, final few seconds. I didn't want to concede. And it was a comfortable save for Cabal. Now, they have also nerfed, I think, the clinical side of finishing from the AI, which I think as well is kind of working like good and bad. But anyway, there was the result, folks. 1-0. And yeah, we just got to work on the finishing. But I thoroughly enjoyed this match, and that man scoring the goal, I actually got off my seat when I scored. I was like, come on, get in, the feeling's back. And there was a look at the final sort of stats. I did dominate. They had a few chances, but the possession was fairly even. You know, the passes was decent, and then we had the man of the match as well. So that was the match I wanted to show you. I'm going to bring up a few little things now that I want to show you as well, that I captured like the last 30 seconds of, because I think it's worth just... I want to really show you what this mod can do. I don't normally go in this level of depth with mods, but as I said, I'm blown away by this because everything is just so good. You know, minus a few minor things. So hang on, 1 sec. All right, so I'm going to show you a few clips. It might be a little bit blurry because I recorded this with like shadow play, like the last 30 seconds. It doesn't record in like the best quality. But this one was, first of all, this right here, as you can see, that there's still that kind of animations in the game. That's not going to be fixed, but you know, this is kind of pre-scripted, but the way Davis just kind of gets to the ball there and doesn't mess about, which is what I like. They just get on with it. But what I want to show you guys is the save, because watch the goalie here. Watch this little deflection. Oh, no, it wasn't deflection, but the way... That's what I mean, though, when I say the goalie's maybe a little bit too good, because he's moving his feet and he adjusts it and makes that save. I mean, it was a bit of a looped header by Lewandowski, so there wasn't tons of power on it. But that was one example that I did want to show you guys. I want to show you a bunch of other ones as well. I don't even know what a lot of these are, but I'm going to go through them because there's a reason why I recorded them. This was me playing on Legend difficulty, by the way. Absolute 100% Legend difficulty. It was a nightmare. They're all over me, Bayern Munich. Anyway, here was a chance. Robert Lewandowski, back to Koeman. I mean, just watch Koeman here, the way he holds off players. Smart play, and then he fires off a belter and a comfortable save right there. So we had that one as well. Another match. Well, this was the same one against the München. This was delivered towards the back post. Came back to Coman. Now watch Coman. I want you guys to watch what Coman does with the ball when he gets it back. Does brilliantly well to win it. Legend still has its legend way. But watch what he does here. Look. There's incentive. Gets the ball. He attacks. He attacks. He keeps going. He knows what he wants, and then he tries to finish. Is that going to happen on default gameplay? No. They'd probably spend half the time playing with himself down the wings. Inside to Witsel. Here is Brandt. Look at this. Lovely play. Past the first. This was just to kind of show you that AI will commit fouls as well. There was a dirty challenge there. This was a really a grueling match because Vidal was on some sort of vendetta. I mean, he honestly was trying to take me legs off half the time. We've got another one here. This was a long ball forward. Headed back to the goalie there. Goalie comes out. No problems. Goalies don't mess around as well. They'll just get things rolling. Smack the ball forward. Here was a chance for Dzeko. As you can see, Dzeko winning the header. Yep, that's realistic because he's good in the air. Witsel van Brandt. Watch this play here. Dahoud skips past one, past the other. And that was Vidal showing you that, well, he really doesn't give a monkey's. How he didn't get a yellow for that is beyond me. That's what I mean with the referees. They're not really addressed. You're just going to have to deal with that PES way. We've got some more action here. Brozovic, strike from distance, came back into the mixer. Here's Brandt. Witsel. Plays it inside to Dahoud. Watch this play. I think this was the goal I scored. Now, as you can see, the AI did run away a little bit. Love that net sound. But I did finally manage to score a goal, so it is doable. But as you saw here, lovely play by Dahoud. But yeah, right now, like... this player probably should have come across, and that's what I mean. There are still those things that you're going to see. But if there's no errors ever in a match, then you're never going to score. And I think that's where sometimes you just have to say, okay, that's fine, you know, it happens. All right, then we've got, this was Inter. This was the first match. I really love playing at Signal Iduna Park, folks. The grass, I mean, it doesn't even look as good as it should with what you're watching, because when you see it in real time, it's phenomenal. Look at this play from Inter. Lovely play here. Hakan whips in a beautiful ball. There was a headed chance, and it came off the post. I mean, look at this ball in. Bang! So unlucky. You can watch that on repeat. But the ball in has got some fizz, some dip. That was a very, very good effort there. I could probably go through these all day. I just really want to show you guys some examples. And this was just me playing at night, all night, having some fun. There's the old collisions, but at least they got up quickly. Here was Guerrero. Chance to deliver it high, looking for Marlon. Comes back on the edge of the box. Marco Reus with an effort. Decent save. And a comfortable stop there by Mr. Handanovic. I think that was probably it there. Just showing you guys a bit of a shot. What do we have here? This was a chance, something. I think this actually happened afterwards. So, there we go. Adan now is going to launch this one. This was against Sporting into the final few seconds here. And have a look at this bit of goalkeeping. Great save by the goalie. The old one-handed save. I thought that was absolutely class. And you can see here, just watch it. Bang, gets the arm out and does just enough to stop the finish. I mean, look how many videos. We can be here all day. I'm not going to show you all of them. This was them playing around on the wing, delivered in towards the near post. A bit of a mix-up in there. Witsel gets it away. But everything is just so snappy that I don't feel like I'm cheated out the game. You know, like if a player's got pace now, they'll use the pace. If they've got strength, they'll be able to hold off the ball. Here was a chance for Dahoud. They didn't really close him down, so, you know, you're going to have a shot from distance, and unfortunately, just wide. All right, let's just do a few more, and I will call it a night for now. But yeah, we've got to decide about Master League, and I'm probably going to put out another poll because I do want to get it going this week, folks. Simple as that. We've got to get it going this week. Borussia Dortmund could be an option. There could be other Premier League teams now, like Aston Villa and stuff. Have a look at that turn from Royce. Absolutely different class with the feet there, and then he had a go from distance. So, yeah, just showing you a little bit of quality. All right, one more. Let's finish off on this one. I don't know what this one is. This was against Besiktas. Oh, no, this was the match that you guys just saw, actually. So we don't even need to see that. There was a few more instances. Let's have a look here. Okay, this was against Ajax. Have a look at that. That was great play from Bellingham. What I loved about that was Bellingham came across, stole the ball, and then a quick turn. Skipped past him. Look at that. Outside of the boot. Fizzed it up to Reina. Took his time. Skipped past a few challenges. Played it square. And just nice, realistic tempo, folks. That's what you want in a football sim. And look at that. Things happening. Ricochets all over the place. Oh, it's beautiful to watch. Anyway, we will return very, very shortly. You let me know what you make of all the gameplay. But yeah, I'm thoroughly looking forward to Master League. It's going to be so enjoyable with broadcast and... I'm going to love it. Anyway, until next time, subscribe for more. Give me some recommendations, folks, for... As I'm going to blow myself up. For the Master Leagues, because we've got to figure it out. Like I said, Aston Villa could be an option. Maybe West Ham, Borussia Dortmund. But the only thing about playing in the Bundesliga is there's only one league. So there's no real relegation. Not with the Virtua Red one either. So, yeah, I'm going to have a think today and probably put out a poll. So, stay tuned. Anyway, until next time, let me know your thoughts below. And if you have any problems, questions, comments, leave them in the comments. Alright folks, so before we actually end the video, I forgot to show you the screenshots. I said I was going to show you the Bayern Munich stats. Anyway, I did take some screenshots of matches that I played. So this was the Besiktas, the first game actually, and you can see 12 shots to 5. I got a little bit dominated in that match. There was a lovely cheeky photo. Look how good that looks. Look at Royce looks exceptional. I mean, Haaland looks a bit cheeky. Well, that's a good little wallpaper for you. These were just screenshots that I took because I was just like, it looks so good. I mean, it really does. The realism of the mods, and obviously the cameras themselves, just like the turf, everything. It just looks exceptional. There was another match. I lost 1-0 to Sporting, 7 attempts to 6. It was a lot more closer encounter. As I said, a lot of 0-0s and 1-0. There was a 0-0 against Ajax. I dominated, but it's the goalies sometimes too good. But my finishing was also a little bit crap. I mean, if you shoot the ball down the middle every time, what do you expect? Another photo there, it looked absolutely beautiful. Screenshots from the corners, from some free kicks. This was Ajax again, this time at home. It was 9 shots to 4. I got a little bit outpossessed, but once again, it was the finishing that lacked. There's another ridiculously good-looking photo. Look at Royce, man. I mean, just... That's just next level, isn't it? Even him. Vida quality. Then another photo there, as you can see, looking at the crowd. Who's that? Big John. And then one for taking the corners. That was the match that I won, and I showed you guys just briefly. Dortmund 1-0 against Besiktas. That was the last... This was the final match to play. This was how I was. 1 win, 3 draws, 1 defeat. I was taking on Sporting in the last game, and I actually lost to him. Yeah, there it is. I lost 1-0, and once again, dominated. I just couldn't score. So yeah, they may have to tweak the goalies a little bit, but I still qualified because Ajax lost, so that was quite funny. And then these were some of the other results that I thought were quite amusing. Man United finished top with Villarreal and Atalanta. Have a look at that. Imagine if that was the group stage in real life. That's mental. And imagine if that was the real-life group stage. Liverpool finishing bottom, Milan top, Atletico Madrid there. And then you got Barcelona finishing top, Bayern Munich second. I thought these were quite funny. And then they were taking on Inter. A couple more screenshots for you. That was the end of the Inter match. 5 attempts to 10. Inter were tough to face, but once again, another 0-0. We did win 1-0 away from home. I had 10 shots to their 6. Quite funny. That's like the complete opposite. They dominated us at home, and then we dominated them when they were at home. And then we took on Bayern Munich on Legend, and that was the stats. Ridiculous. They had 20 shots to my 3. Ridiculous. And they scored 1 goal, which came off the post, and it was a rebound. So that's my only concern, is the goalies being so good that in Master League, I'm not going to be able to score a goal. So I am talking to like Kidman and stuff, and hopefully they can just, you know, have a couple of options. One with like, if you really want strong goalies, 100% go for it. They'll have like maybe weaker ones or just normal keepers. But I like to have goalies that have a variety and like, you know, make mistakes. Because who doesn't like seeing the ball where you have a bit... You know, we've seen it on TV all the time. I mean, Alisson today against Tottenham made a mess up, you know, when he came out. So, you know, it can happen. Anyway, folks, that's what I wanted to show you. There's the screenshots, a little bit more clarification of this mod. Go and give it a bash, download it. I think this is the gameplay mod now that we need to work on, you know, as a community and get it to be the best it can possibly be. I don't have a whole lot of hope for eFootball 2022, but honestly, this game has made me realize that we can still play older games, just find a way to make them feel different, and different experience just makes it so much more enjoyable. So go and download it. Let them know your thoughts. Head over to EvaWeb and leave some comments. But until next time, subscribe for more and take care.